To print your document, it's pretty simplistic. Just come up here and click on the File tab, go Backstage, and go down to Print. And when you click on it, it's divided into two sections. You have the Print Settings, and then you actually have the Print Preview. What you see over here is what's going to come out of your printer, so I recommend that you look at the Print Preview to make sure that you don't have any blank pages or anything that looks off. Because if it does look off, you don't like it, then you can always go back to the front stage, make the changes, and then go back to the Print Preview. And the shortcut for the Print Preview is Control F2. First of all, over to the right in the Print Preview, you can see that I see the entire page here out of how many pages. Down below we've got 3. To go to the second page, you can click on the navigation arrows, or you can go ahead and click inside the box, and I'll type in 1, hit enter, takes me right back to the first page. Now if you're like me and you can barely read the text, if you want to see it, then you can go ahead and click on the slider here to zoom in. Or if you want to do a custom zoom, then you see the percentage here. It doesn't matter what percentage it is. Just click on it and it'll open up the zoom window, and then you can change it to do whole pages, page width, or you can do many pages by clicking on the drop down arrow and choosing 2 and clicking okie dokie, and there's 2 pages. Now I know you can't read the text. The purpose of having it so small or crunching 2 pages into one area, for me at least, is to look at the layout to see if any images are out into the margins that shouldn't be or on the wrong page, and if they are, then well, go ahead and fix that. To get back to page 1 or to the default Print Preview view, then you can come down here and click on Zoom to Page. It takes you back to page 1 to that default zoom setting. And then over to the right, you can go ahead and click Print, but before you do that, how many copies do you want? By default it's 1. You can go ahead and go to 2. So of 3 pages, if we do 2 copies, it'll do 2 copies of each page, page 1, page 2, and page 3. The printer that it's going to be printing to is the LaserJet. You can click on the drop down arrow, choose another printer. You also have the settings. Do you want to print all the pages within the document, or click on the drop down arrow, just a selection, which isn't available because we haven't selected something before we came to the Print Preview, which we'll do in just a minute. You can print the current page, which is whatever page is being displayed over here. So if you come over here and go to page 2, click on the drop down arrow, you can print that current page, or you can do a custom print. When you do that, you can come in here into the Pages box, and when you hover over it, it should give you a pop-up that says, okay, here's some examples of how you can type in certain pages or sections of the document that you want printed. So if you want to print page 1, type in page 1. If you have 500 pages and you just want pages 1, 3 through 10, well then do 1, 3-10, and then any more, if you want to skip them, like maybe not 11 or 12, and going to 13, do 13, and then, so you get the idea. Commas to skip pages and dashes to go through, and then you'll notice that when you hover, let me hover back over it, in the example down at the bottom it has P1, S1, P1, S2. Well, within your document you can have sections. So P1 is for page 1. In page 1 you can have quite a few sections. You can say in page 1 I have 5 sections. In page 1 I would go ahead and type, let me delete this, page 1, section 2. And maybe we have 5 sections in there, so I'll say page 1 or P1, S4. So go ahead and print page 1, sections 2 through section 4. Or again, reiterating that, page 1, section 2, through page 1, section 4. Now to go ahead and print just the selection, we need to go back to the front stage, and then to select some text that we want to print. We haven't gone over this yet, but we will in a later training video. The basic way you can select text is just to click and drag. And what I mean by that is that if you click anywhere in the document, like right here, and you don't let go of the mouse button, but you drag the mouse over to the right, it starts to highlight, making a selection. And you can keep going over to the right and down, and it'll keep selecting it. So that's the most simplistic way to select part of your document. So if you want to print that section here, once you have it selected, click on File, go down to Print, or use the shortcut keys Control F2, and then change it from Custom Print to where now the print selection is available, just what you selected, select that. Even though it doesn't show it in the Print Preview, it will still print just that selection there.